Now this is exciting. The Florida Panthers had a preseason game last night against the Carolina Hurricanes in Amerant Bank Arena on their fresh ice with the new logo, new scoreboard as well, and several guys made their case for why they should be on the roster on opening night on October 7th. We're going to go over that in just a minute, who shined, who really made their case to help this team fill some of the void that has been left by Tkachuk, Aleksander Barkov, and Thomas Nosek. Guys, thank you again for joining me in this episode of Panthers Digest. I'm your host, Greg Andrews, as always, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. You guys need to stay up to date with anything and everything that has to do with your back-to-back Stanley Cup champion, Florida Panthers. Well, the Cats, they ended up pulling out the victory in overtime, 4-3. It was a nail-biter. Yeah, it doesn't mean much because it's preseason, but it means a lot to the organization because they have to find a way to fill those 3 roster spots with the guys they currently have. Again, all the previous episodes I've been throwing out there the last few days, talking about possible trade candidates, unrestricted free agents, things like that. Yes, I know I'm spinning my wheels, but it's food for thought in terms of how do the Panthers start the regular season. Are they going to come out all cylinders firing, putting up a ton of points, a ton of W's, clicking on, just having all that chemistry that they had last year, have it show up again this season, and they won't have to look back? Or are they going to start off a little quick and then start to fade, and something happens where they're not able to put points up there, start getting ahead in the division? Because if they fall behind too much, it might be too little too late for them to catch up and maybe make the playoffs. That's why I'm saying let's start focusing on the guys now. Obviously, I don't think Bill Zito is going to do much until he sees how this team plays out during a little bit of that regular season when it starts. I think a trade will happen if they don't start off fast. So anyways, shots heavily favored the Cats. Hits heavily favored the Cats. The face-off percentages, it was pretty close, 52.4% for Carolina, 47.6% for the Cats. So power play opportunities, we had a ton of them. We had one power play goal that actually won the game in overtime by Jack Studnicka. Fantastic game by him. We'll get into that in just a second. And look at the block shots, 20 for the Hurricanes, 14 for the Cats. I'm going to talk about that in just a little bit, but a ton of giveaways by Carolina. So let's get into this, and I'll tell you, that guy right there was playing like he was in the postseason, but it's September. Sergei Bobrovsky, unbelievable last night, stopped all 11 shots that he faced, split time pretty evenly with Cooper Black. What an incredible, incredible night for him, and I want to actually show you guys some of the some of the highlights from this game. So here we go right off the bat. This is the first goal, nice backhander that went in, and these were the incredible saves in the sequence for Bob. Watch this. Stuck out the toe, stopped that one, got on top of the puck, and held it there. Here's another goal by the Cats. They looked pretty solid. They were energized. They were flying all over the place. That guy, sacrificing the body. Here's the overtime winner by Jack Studnicka. Again, he had 2 goals in the contest. What a fantastic game by him. Overall, I liked the way the Cats played. They put up some great numbers as a team. And here you go. Like I said, Bobrovsky stopping all 11 saves, 3 on the power play. And Jeff Petrie, yeah, he's got an assist on there, but I wanted to make note because he had a big hit in this game, a perfect hit. He put the shoulder in to the put the shoulder on one of the Carolina players in neutral ice as he was trying to make his way between the red line and the halfway line, and the blue line. Laid into the shoulder, took him down, started a little bit of a scrum, even though it was a completely legitimate and legal check. But man, I like the way that he is playing solid hockey right now. And you can see their TOI for Balinskis and Bjornfoot. Both of those guys, we'll see how are they going to fit into this roster this season, as well as Jeff Petrie. But I really like the way this team played. They were zipping all over the ice. They were playing great in the neutral zone. They caused a lot of turnovers there. That's one of the reasons why some of those goals happened the way that they did. And we're going to talk about some of the players that really stood out right now. But I want to really go over this really quick. So we all know Jesper Boquist he's going to be on the roster, okay? He had 5 hits, played a very physical game, had an assist. But look at Brett Chorsky. That kid, I want to tell you something, 6'7". He kind of has that body style. I mean, when he scored his goal and they were all crowding around him, they were all hugging and high-fiving and everything, he towers over everybody, just towers over everyone. He's a big, big guy. I really like him, out of Colgate University. All right, but we're going to get into his stats in just a moment. But Jona Gadjevic, great game 2, physical day, 6 big hits on the evening. And Luke Kunin, he showed up as well. He had 8 hits, led the team, 4 blocked shots. That's what I want to put out there. So you could definitely say that he is going to be a very good move in the forward department for this team. I'm glad they signed him because his defense, his physicality is going to come in big for this team. But as we move our way down, Jack Studnicka, man, 2 goals. He has been looking really good in front of the net. Good choices with the puck. And I like the fact that, well, he's a little bit younger, 26 years old. We're going to get into his numbers. And then Sandis Velmanis, 1 goal. He was one of the players of the game, as was Studnicka, and obviously the big man, Bob, in between the pipes. So here is Jack Studnicka, guys. His numbers are pretty good. 26 years old. He has experience in the NHL. He's played enough. So I think he does add to the depth of this team. He's going to be possibly on that opening day roster. I think he might be able to make it. He's making a case for it right now. But we'll see what happens. Again, there's still a lot of guys that are fitting the bill that I think Paul Maurice likes a little bit more than him. He's got a little bit more to prove. I mean, if he keeps putting up numbers like this as the other teams that they face are putting on their bigger names on the ice to give them some PT or TOI, whatever you want to call it, guys, time on ice, playing time, whatever, I think he could make a very good case to possibly make the roster on opening day. But who knows? Again, try to keep a lot of the chemistry that's there with the guys who've been playing together. Obviously, it's a little redundant, but you guys understand what I'm saying. So let's keep moving forward. Brett Chorsky, that's the kid I was just talking about. 6'7", 216 pounds, rookie out of Colgate University. He showed up. I love the puck control that he had. Great wrist shot, put it right past the goaltender, and beautiful shot by him. Here are his numbers at Colgate University. You could see from 2022 to 2025, solid numbers, improved every single season. Obviously started to find his shot in his last year at Colgate University. Played for the Charlotte Checkers last year. Only a handful of games at 8, 3 goals, 1 assist, but a +5 on the ice. So that's a very good number for him. Like I said, big, big body. I love the fact that they're trying to find guys that are going to be bigger to hopefully make this team, because that is a guy you could say the future could be bright for him. And who can he play like? I don't know yet. Let's see if he can use that big body and be a little bit more physical. But he's a presence out there, man. I really liked watching him shoot around the ice. And then there's Luke Kunin, tons and tons of experience in the NHL, guys. He's going to be on the opening day roster, 6 feet tall, not the biggest guy out there, but he's going to make a difference. He did, throwing that body around, blocking shots. He is going to be tremendous for this team, especially on those bottom 6 guys. So not a top 6 player, but a bottom 6 guy on the roster for opening night. And let's keep moving forward. Sandis Velmanis, like I just said, 6'1", 192, rookie, active. He should be great for this team too. He could have a bright future. I don't see him on the opening day roster at 21 years old, but I think for the AHL, he will prove himself in time. He could be one of those guys, much like Jack Devine, who I didn't really touch on that much because he had a couple of shots out there that looked okay, as did St. Martin. I didn't see on the roster, but there was a few other rookies that did well. Again, Chorsky was good, Velmanis was good, and Jack Devine was quiet. So some of these guys, I think, still have a little more to prove when they're down in the AHL playing with the Charlotte Checkers, but we'll see what happens. We will see what happens, guys. This could be really exciting, an exciting opportunity for a lot of these guys on the team come this evening and later down the line for this preseason to prove that they should make the roster somewhere during the season. So A lot of interesting choices need to be had coming up for the next few games. We will see how much playing time some of the other guys on the main roster that will be there on opening night, how much will they start to play? Will we see anybody? I have not seen the roster for this evening yet against Tampa Bay at 7. That game's going to be in Orlando. It will be on TV on Scripps Sports, so you're not going to want to miss that one. Again, 7 p.m. tonight, guys. So anyways, that's going to be it for this episode of Panthers Digest. Not a whole lot to say, just tonight should be exciting. Again, we'll see what guys show up and will try to put their best foot forward to try to get themselves on the Panthers roster, if it be opening night or sometime during the season. That's what we're looking at right now until those last maybe game or two of the preseason, where most of the guys on the opening night roster will probably start getting their skates laced up and then get their feet on the ice to get a little bit of that rust probably off of their skates. But I'm excited. Hockey is back, ladies and gentlemen. This is fantastic. Let's hope the Cats do pull out the victory tonight, and let's see some of these younger guys start to step up to the plate and make some great plays. So far, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Lots of talent on this roster. I think the Charlotte Checkers should be very excited about the talent on the team that they are going to have in the AHL. I think they definitely were not in the right place in terms of 29th being ranked going into this season. I think they should be a lot higher than that from what I am seeing. Again, great team play, great team win. Paul Maurice and Bill Zito should be very happy, guys. Anyways, until next episode, I will talk to you guys later, and go Cats.